My beloved child, I need to tell you something that you have been sensing but could not quite name. Something has changed in you, not just in your thoughts or your decisions, but in the very frequency you carry, and people are noticing. They cannot explain it. They cannot define it, but they feel it every single time they come near you, and what they feel is making them react in ways that might confuse you if you do not understand what is actually happening. You walk into a room and suddenly the conversation shifts, not because you said anything, not because you did anything, but because your presence carries a weight now that it did not carry before. I put that weight there. I stamped my signature on your spirit, and now everywhere you go, people are reading that signature, even though they do not have the language to describe what they are reading. Some are drawn to it. Others are disturbed by it, but nobody is neutral anymore. That season is over. Let me explain what is happening in those moments that feel awkward or strange. You are standing in line at a coffee shop, and someone keeps glancing at you. Not a romantic interest, not curiosity, something deeper. They look. Then look away quickly, then look again. You catch their eye, and they suddenly become overly focused on their phone, or you are in a meeting, and when you speak, the room goes quieter than it should. People lean in slightly, they nod more than the comment deserved. Or they avoid eye contact altogether, as if making eye contact with you requires permission they are not sure they have. Here is what I want you to understand. I changed the atmosphere you carry. You used to blend into rooms, now you shift them. You used to be one voice among many. Now when you speak, something in the room recalibrates. This is not ego. This is not your imagination. This is my hand on your life becoming visible to others, before you even open your mouth. And it is making people respond to you differently, because they are not just responding to you anymore. They are responding to what I am doing through you. If you are feeling this shift in your spirit right now, if you recognize yourself in what I am saying, I want you to do something. Leave a comment and just type the words "I am ready." Not for me, for you, because when you declare that you are ready, something shifts in the atmosphere. You are giving me permission to accelerate what I have been preparing. You are telling me that you trust my process, even when it feels uncomfortable. You are saying yes to the refinement, the realignment, the repositioning. So go ahead, type it, declare it. I am ready. Think about how people act around something they consider valuable. They do not rush toward it carelessly. They approach slowly, they measure their words. They double-check their behavior. That is what is happening with you now. Not because you asked for it, not because you are trying to project anything, but because I elevated the value of your presence, and people can feel the difference even if they cannot articulate it. Some will treat you with a reverence that feels uncomfortable. Others will treat you with a resistance that feels personal. Neither is about you. Both are about them encountering something in you that reflects something back to them about themselves. The ones who feel peace around you are recognizing home. Something in their spirit knows that what you carry is what they have been searching for. They may not know it is me they are sensing. They may not have the spiritual language to identify it, but their soul knows, so they soften. They open up, they tell you things they have not told anyone else. They ask you questions that go deeper than small talk. They linger in conversation with you longer than they planned. Because being near you feels like being near truth, and truth is magnetic to people who are tired of pretending. But then there are the others. The ones who suddenly get cold when you walk in, the ones who used to be friendly but now keep their distance, the ones who cannot quite look you in the eye anymore, and you might wonder what you did wrong. Let me settle that question right now. You did nothing wrong. What happened is this: the light I placed in you started exposing shadows in them that they were not ready to face. Your peace highlighted their chaos. Your clarity contrasted their confusion. Your growth reminded them of their stagnation, and instead of using that as inspiration, they used it as an indictment. This is not your fault. This is not your responsibility to fix. This is simply what happens when light enters a room that has been dark for a long time. Some eyes adjust. Others squint and turn away. You cannot control which response you get. You can only control whether you dim your light to make them comfortable, and I am telling you right now, do not do that. Do not shrink. Do not apologize. Do not explain yourself into exhaustion trying to make people understand what I am doing in you. The right people will not need an explanation. They will simply recognize what they see and either move toward it or make space for it. Now let me tell you why some people want you but also fear you. They want access to what you carry. They want the peace you walk in. They want the clarity you speak with. They want the confidence you move with, but they fear the cost. Because somewhere deep inside, they know that getting close to you will require them to change. Not because you will demand it, not because you will judge them, but because proximity to light always exposes what has been hiding in darkness, and most people are not ready for that level of honesty with themselves, so they watch you from a distance. They study how you move, they listen to how you talk. They analyze your choices. They want to figure out your formula without paying your price. They want the results of your obedience without the surrender that produced it. They want the anointing without the altar. They want the glory without the grind. And when they realize that what you carry cannot be copied, only cultivated, they pull back, not because they do not value you, because they value comfort more. Here is what I need you to see. That gap between wanting you and fearing you is not a gap you are supposed to close, that is their gap to cross. Your job is not to make yourself more accessible to people who are not ready for what I put in you. Your job is to remain exactly who I made you, exactly where I placed you, exactly how I shaped you. And trust that the people who are supposed to be in your life will find the courage to cross that gap. The ones who are meant to walk with you will not need you to dim your light to feel comfortable. They will bring their own light and walk beside you. Let me show you something from my word that will help you understand this season. When Moses came down from the mountain after meeting with me, his face was shining so brightly that people could not look at him. Not because Moses was trying to intimidate them, not because Moses was showing off, but because he had been in my presence and my glory was still radiating from him, and the people were afraid. Not of Moses, of what Moses carried. So Moses had to put a veil over his face just to have a normal conversation with them. You are in a similar season. You have been in my presence. You have been on the mountain with me. You have encountered me in ways that changed you at a cellular level, and now when you come back into regular life, people can see the residue of that encounter all over you. Some will celebrate it. Others will be intimidated by it. But you cannot veil what I unveiled. You cannot hide what I revealed. You cannot downplay what I displayed. So stop trying to make people comfortable with what makes them uncomfortable. That is their work to do, not yours. That is your blueprint. You do not adjust your light based on who is in the room. You do not change your frequency to match people who are vibrating at a lower level. You do not apologize for the growth that makes others uncomfortable. You just keep being who I made you. Steady, consistent, unmovable, and let people decide for themselves whether they want to come closer or keep their distance. Either way, you keep walking. Now I want to address something that might be bothering you. You might feel lonely in this season. Your circle has gotten smaller, conversations have gotten shorter. Invitations have slowed down, and you might be tempted to think you did something wrong. Let me reframe that for you. I did not shrink your circle, I refined it. I did not reduce your connections, I realigned them. I am removing people who were never meant to go where I am taking you. I am clearing out relationships that were draining you more than sustaining you. I am making space for the right people to enter by removing the wrong people who were occupying that space. This is not loss, this is preparation. I am not isolating you, I am insulating you. Because where you are going next requires a level of focus that you cannot maintain if you are still managing relationships that were meant to be seasonal. Some people were only assigned to your life for a chapter, they were never meant to be in the whole book, and the fact that they are exiting now is not rejection. It is completion. Their assignment is done, your season with them is over, and trying to keep them around past their expiration date will only delay what I am trying to birth in you next. So when you notice that your phone is quieter, do not panic. When you realize that your weekends are freer, do not feel forgotten. When you see that your calendar is not as full as it used to be, do not interpret that as abandonment, interpret it as alignment. I am giving you margin for what is coming. I am creating space for the new relationships that are about to form. I am making room for the divine connections that are about to manifest, but I cannot bring in the new until you release the old. And sometimes I have to do the releasing for you because you are too loyal to people who are no longer loyal to your purpose. Let me tell you what happens when someone finally crosses that gap and approaches you. They will not come with small talk. They will not waste your time with surface-level conversation. They will come with real questions, deep questions, questions they have been carrying for a long time but did not know who to ask. And when they ask you, do not overthink your answer. Do not try to sound profound. Just speak from the place where I speak to you. Let my words flow through your words. Let my wisdom guide your response. Because I did not bring them to you for your knowledge, I brought them to you for my presence, and my presence in you is what will minister to them more than any perfectly crafted sentence ever could. You will notice something interesting in these conversations. People will thank you for saying exactly what they needed to hear. Even though you were not trying to say anything specific, they will tell you that you changed their perspective. Even though you were just sharing your own experience, they will say they feel lighter after talking to you. Even though you did not try to fix anything, that is because it was never about your words, it was always about my presence. And my presence in you creates an atmosphere where people can hear me even when I am not speaking audibly. This is your new normal, people being drawn to you for reasons they cannot explain. Conversations going deeper faster than they used to. Strangers opening up to you like you are an old friend. This is not charisma. This is anointing. This is not personality. This is presence. This is not you being special. This is me being strategic. I am positioning you as a conduit, a bridge, a portal. Through you, people will encounter me. Through your words, I will speak to hearts I am trying to reach. Through your presence, I will minister to souls that are hungry for truth, but do not know where to find it. But with this anointing comes a responsibility. You cannot be careless with your words anymore. You cannot be reckless with your time anymore. You cannot be casual with your energy anymore. Because what you carry is sacred, and sacred things require sacred handling. This is why I have been teaching you boundaries. This is why I have been showing you how to guard your peace. This is why I have been training you to discern who gets access to you and who does not, because not everyone who wants your time deserves your time. Not everyone who asks a question is ready for the answer. Not everyone who seeks your presence can handle your anointing, so you need to learn how to move with wisdom, how to be kind but not available to everyone, how to be loving but not draining yourself trying to save people I did not send you to save, how to be present but also protected. This balance is critical. Because if you give yourself to everyone who asks, you will have nothing left for the ones I actually sent you to serve, and if you close yourself off from everyone because you are afraid of being drained, you will miss the divine appointments I orchestrated for you. The key is discernment, and discernment comes from intimacy with me. The more time you spend in my presence, the sharper your ability to sense who is sent by me and who is sent by the enemy to distract you. The more you tune your ear to my voice, the easier it becomes to recognize when someone is asking a question with a genuine heart versus when they are testing you. The more you align yourself with my heart, the clearer you can see the motives behind the approach. Now, let me address the people who have turned cold toward you, the ones who used to be close but now keep their distance, the ones who suddenly became critical of everything you do, the ones who used to celebrate you but now seem bothered by your presence. Here is what you need to know. Their coldness is not about you, it is about them being confronted with their own lack of growth. Your progress is making their stagnation obvious. Your peace is making their chaos uncomfortable. Your obedience is highlighting their disobedience. And instead of letting that conviction lead them to change, they are letting it lead them to resentment. Do not take it personally. Do not try to win them back. Do not shrink yourself to make them feel better about staying the same. Their journey is their journey. Your journey is your journey. And sometimes those journeys diverge, not because either person is wrong, but because you are both heading in different directions. You cannot force someone to grow at your pace. You cannot drag someone into a season they are not ready for. You can only keep walking your path and trust that if they are meant to walk with you, they will find the courage to catch up, and if they are not, they will fade into the background and become a memory of a season that served its purpose and reached its end. Here is the freedom I want you to walk in. You are not responsible for how people respond to your light. You are only responsible for keeping your light burning. You are not accountable for whether people are drawn to you or repelled by you. You are only accountable for whether you remain true to who I called you to be. You are not in charge of managing everyone's comfort level with your growth. You are only in charge of stewarding the growth I am producing in you. When you understand this, you stop walking on eggshells, you stop over-explaining yourself. You stop apologizing for becoming who you were always meant to be. And here is what will happen when you stop trying to control how people perceive you. The right people will show up with clarity. They will not need convincing, they will not need proof. They will simply recognize what I put in you because they have been praying for exactly what you carry. They will approach you with respect. They will honor your time. They will value your presence. They will guard your peace because they understand that what you carry is rare. And rare things are not handled carelessly. At the same time, the wrong people will disqualify themselves. They will show their true colors without you having to investigate. They will reveal their motives without you having to interrogate. They will remove themselves from your life without you having to force the separation. And you will look back and realize that I was protecting you from connections that would have drained you, distracted you, or derailed you. What looked like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like loss was actually gain. What seemed like isolation was actually elevation. So when someone stares at you a little too long in the grocery store, smile. When someone gets nervous talking to you for no obvious reason, be kind. When someone keeps their distance even though they used to be close, release them. None of these reactions are about you. All of them are about what I am doing in you and through you. And the sooner you accept that you are no longer ordinary, the sooner you can step fully into the extraordinary calling I placed on your life. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out, not for attention, for impact. Not for applause, for influence, not for recognition, for transformation. I made you different on purpose. I marked you with my presence intentionally. I set you apart, strategically, and now that the marking is becoming visible, people are going to react. Let them. You just keep walking in the authority I gave you. The anointing I placed on you, and the assignment I prepared for you. If this message is hitting your spirit in a place you did not even know needed to be touched, hit that like button right now. Not as a casual gesture, but as an agreement, as your way of saying, yes, God, I receive what you are saying. I will stop shrinking. I will stop explaining. I will stop apologizing for becoming who you made me to be. Because every time you make that declaration, you are activating something in the spirit realm. You are giving me permission to take you higher. You are aligning yourself with what I am releasing over your life. Let me paint you a picture of what is coming next. I see you walking into rooms with a confidence that is not arrogance but assurance. I see you speaking words that shift atmospheres and open eyes. I see you building relationships that are based on purpose, not proximity. I see you operating in a level of anointing that attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones automatically. I see you stewarding influence that reaches further than you ever imagined. I see you impacting lives you will never meet because the people you minister to will go minister to others. This is your future. This is what I am preparing you for. This is why the shift you are experiencing is necessary, but all of it requires you to embrace the weight I put on you instead of running from it, to accept the responsibility instead of resenting it, to walk in the authority instead of questioning it. You did not ask for this, I know, but I gave it to you anyway because I saw something in you that you did not see in yourself. I saw faithfulness when you felt like a failure. I saw strength when you felt weak. I saw potential when you saw limitations, and I decided that you were ready for this level even before you felt ready. So here is what I need from you going forward. Stop second-guessing what I already confirmed. Stop doubting what I already declared. Stop questioning what I already qualified you for. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not unqualified. You are exactly who I needed in exactly this moment for exactly this purpose, and the fact that it feels heavy sometimes does not mean you are carrying it wrong. It means you are carrying something valuable. Valuable things have weight, important assignments feel significant. Weighty callings require strong shoulders, and I have been building your shoulders for years in preparation for this moment. The stares will continue. The hesitations will continue. The distance some people keep will continue. But now you know what it means, now you understand what is happening. Now you can walk through those moments with clarity instead of confusion. You are not weird, you are anointed. You are not antisocial, you are appointed. You are not difficult, you are different, and different is exactly what I need you to be. So keep walking in it, keep owning it, keep stewarding it. Because the world does not need another version of what already exists, the world needs the original version of who I made you to be: unique, distinct, unmistakable, and yes, a little intimidating to people who are still playing small. But that is not your concern. Your concern is staying true to the call, faithful to the assignment, and obedient to the voice that is leading you forward even when the path does not make sense to anyone else. Welcome to your season of being wanted and feared at the same time. It is uncomfortable, it is unfamiliar, but it is also confirmation. Confirmation that I am doing something in you that cannot be explained away. Confirmation that your life is carrying weight that demands a response. Confirmation that you are no longer who you used to be, and that old version is never coming back. So stop trying to resurrect what I already buried. Stop trying to revive what I already completed. Stop trying to return to a season I already graduated you from. Your new normal is walking in a presence that shifts rooms before you say a word. Embrace it. Own it, and watch what I do with a life that is fully surrendered to the weight I place on it.